What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel, man. I'm about to weigh in on this depression talk, man. It's around the holidays. A lot of people get depressed on the holidays, man. Some people take their lives, you know what I mean? Especially, there's a lot of people weighing in on that type of topic right now, especially what happened with Twitch. So here's my weigh in on it, man, while we do my morning walk. It's 5 a.m., 9 days away from Christmas, man. But first, let's hop into this dope intro. Let's go. All right, guys, so let's hop into it, man. Just because somebody just might need to hear a talk like this, man. It's hard for a lot of people around the holidays. It is 9 days away from Christmas, you know what I'm saying? And what just happened with Twitch, he was the DJ for Ellen on the Ellen show. I believe he was on So You Think I Could Dance too. I never seen that, but just died from suicide a few days ago. I think like 2 days ago. Gunshot wound to the head, from what I read. Always seemed to be happy. Every time you see him, he had a big old smile. He's a dancer. He's smiling and dancing all the time. That's all you see. That's the way he looked to the world. From everybody that see him from the outside looking in, that's how it looked. So it really, really shocked a whole lot of people when he committed suicide. A lot of people think there's more to that story because he appeared to be so happy all the time. Very successful. It just didn't seem like there was no reason for him to do it. So a lot of people think there's more to that story, man. This video ain't particularly about his story. It's just about the depression. You know what I mean? His story sparked a debate with a lot of people. So, and I've been depressed. I've been there. You know what I mean? A lot of people don't understand how somebody could take their life. You know what I mean? When I was younger, I had those type of thoughts. When I thought I hit rock bottom, you know what I mean? It's really just a mindset of how you feel about things that'll push you to that edge. When I was younger, mine was just thoughts though. Nothing that I would have never went through it with any of it. And now that I'm older, you know what I mean? I'm 50. So now that I'm older, I'm trying to extend life. I am not trying to be in that box anytime soon. You know what I'm saying? I probably got hoping and praying a good another 20, 25 years left, you know what I'm saying, or longer, hoping, and I'm working whatever I could do now to extend that. I'm up 5 o'clock in the morning doing my hour walk through the house because I just don't feel like going to the gym this morning. I'm still going to hit it today, but you know what I'm saying? Man, I don't think they think about the ramifications of what they're doing. How can you, and I'm trying to think the mindset of somebody that is going to do this. How do you think that going away from your loved ones, which will have to then deal with it, laying in a pan box with all of your organs and tissues turning to dust, and you turning into a skeleton buried underground, somehow a lot of people think that will solve their problems. I don't get it. I don't understand. That's not a proper solver for your loved ones, your friends, your family. That's grief that they have to deal with for the rest of their lives. Even if you personally can't feel what's bothering you at that moment anymore, the people around you will feel what you did for the rest of their lives. You know what I'm saying? My situation, I mean, to me now, since I'm older, I was just young and dumb. You know what I mean? Just young and dumb. But like I said, I never got to the point where, I thought about it. I never got to the point where, okay, I'm going to do this. You know what I mean? My situation now is a dreary situation now. You know what I'm saying? Financially stable people commit suicide, which is what Twitch was. You know what I mean? And a lot of people that's poor, like me, I'm poor. A lot of people wish they had that money and that would take away their problems. From what I understand, from what I hear, because I've never been financially stable, the more money, the more problems. So in reality, that probably actually doesn't take away your problems. It allows you to get things you want. But the things you want probably ain't your problem. People don't kill themselves because they can't buy the car they want. You know what I mean? That's what money would allow. They don't kill themselves because they can't get the house they want. Some people with money that have it and may be losing it, that may push them over the edge. You know, having their dream house, car, money, whatever their situation is, and if something happens where they're losing it, that may push you over the edge. But if you ain't never had it, you know what I'm saying? It's just not that big of a deal. I am completely broke right now. In my bank account, I have $1.33 right now to my name. I'm 50 years old, and I have $1.33 to my name. I am not waiting for my next check to come. There is no next check. I took the leap of faith to work for myself 2 years ago, almost 3 now, and it didn't work out. And I am completely flat broke. I can't take care of my family. I can't pay no bills. Y'all see I be doing a car, but I can't even get the proper things I need for the car because of my financial situation. And some people could say, just go get a job. Now understand, I took the leap of faith to work for myself because it's something I wanted to do for years. I mean, at least the past 10, 15 years or so before I even did it. So I don't want to give up on myself and just start working for another company. And because once you do that, the odds of you taking the leap of faith again is slim to none. And I'm 50, so really the odds of it happening again is I feel is none. You know what I mean? Most people's first business endeavors don't work out. That I understand. You know what I mean? It take multiple tries to be successful, especially when you're working for yourself. So what's happening to me is actually, I guess, pretty normal. There's some people that, you know, don't have to go through it and are successful their first time out. You know what I mean? There are some people, but for the most part, that's not how it works. In my situation, it didn't work. Didn't work out. I'm mightily struggling. But I am not in any way, shape, or form at all thinking about any type of suicide. I'm actually happy. You know what I mean? I am much happier now, even with my struggling financial situation, than I was getting a paycheck. If that makes any sense. You know what I mean? I just don't have those stresses. Most people do not like their jobs. A lot of people do, but most people actually don't like their jobs. They go to work for the check to pay their bills, make ends meet, whatever, and be struggling doing it. That's how it is for most people. You know what I mean? You have your 2 days off. Really, 1 day of comfort. For me, it was 1 day of comfort. I was off Friday and Saturday. I worked Sunday through Thursday. So my only day of relief was Friday, because I didn't have to get up and go to work Saturday. But Saturday is back in my mind that, man, tomorrow I got to start this work week again. You know what I mean? So even though I was off and wasn't physically there, it was already in my mind that, man, it's time for Hell Week. So it was only 1 day of comfort. You know what I mean? Out of 365 days, I had 2 weeks of happiness. My vacation weeks. Out of 365 days, I was happy for 14. So that really didn't sit well with me. That didn't shoot. I don't even want to get back into that. I'm broke, but now I am happy. 365 days a week, a year, over 14 days a year. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just going to stay on my little grind and still try to make something happen for myself where I ain't got to be back in that situation. Even though I am completely broke, can't get my car fixed, can't go on vacations no more. I can't do anything. Like I said, Christmas 9 days away. Can't get not one person anything, big or small. I can't get anything. I'm in that situation, and I'm happy. I am not depressed at all, folks. A lot of people in this situation will be depressed and probably want to take their lives. You know what I mean? So it's all in a mindset thing. You know what I mean? My mindset is nowhere near being buried right now. Nowhere near. Don't want nothing to do with that, man. My little hustle is cakes, cupcakes. You know what I mean? Now, I've had customers that had committed suicide. You know what I mean? That asked just a couple weeks or a couple months previous, just was talking to and taking their orders when most people was ordering a cake or cupcakes. It's for some type of celebration. So they're celebrating something. And this was maybe 4 or 5 years ago when she did this, man. She drove to the Homestead Graves High Level Bridge. Evening, nice summer day, evening, still light outside. Drove to the bridge. 3 kids in the car. Ranging from 1 to 9 years old. 3 kids in the car, in the back. She drove to the bridge, stopped the car in the middle of the bridge, in traffic. People behind her. She stops the car, get out the car in the middle of the bridge, climbs over the rail, and jumps off the bridge. Just, you know what I mean? I heard the story on the news, and the name was like, man, why this name sound familiar? And then I went back and checked my messages, and it was the person that just previously took in the order for maybe a month beforehand. I'm like, wow, you know what I mean? What? And then to do it with the kids and have one of them was 9. The 9-year-old is tall enough to see out the car, see out the window, see you get out the car in the middle of traffic, see you jump off the bridge. Now that kid got to live with that for the rest of their lives. You know what I'm saying? You're not thinking about the ramifications of what you just did. You just want to end whatever it is you're feeling at that moment. That's the thing. People want to end it on what they're feeling at the moment. Now, you can go through some things for a while. You may have been going through some stuff for, you might have had a bad month. Heck, you might have had a bad year. A lot of people do. But that's still not a reason to leave forever over a bad year, bad day, bad week, whatever it may be. It's not a reason to live for or leave for eternity. You know what I'm saying? Because once you go, you go. You ain't coming back. You go and you go. Life, human life, is short as it is. Very short. The amount of time that you are alive compared to the amount of time you're dead doesn't even compare. It doesn't even compare. Your lifespan is a tiny little blip compared to how long you'll be dead. Literally. Because the human life is, the average human life is right around, 60 to 70 years old. That's the average lifespan, 60 to 70 years old. You're already halfway through that. 30, 35, 40. That's midlife right there. That's, people don't think that they're middle-aged when you're 35. But literally, in the lifespan of a human, right around 35, you're middle-aged. You know what I'm saying? People like to think of middle-aged when they're 50, you know what I mean? Because instead of 100, it just sounds and looks better. The reality is you're middle-aged right around 35. You know what I mean? you got half of your life is gone or almost gone. You know what I mean? That's for the people that live that long, that something don't happen to and they pass tragically way before that. The people that do get to live their full lifespan, which the average lifespan again is 60 to 70. Most people don't live to see 80. Most people don't live to see 90. I mean, the people that do consider the people that do are very few. There are over 3 billion humans. You know what I mean? There are over 3 billion people in the world. Most of them don't live to see 80 and 90. Most don't. Even though there are some, there may be a couple thousand. But there are over 3 billion of us. So that's a very small percentage. Most people just don't live that long. And you're not thinking about your life is halfway over at 35. But the reality of it is. So taking your life, you're already not going to be here that long. If you want to be here and have a long life, you're just not. Humans don't live long lives. You know what I mean? Even people that reached 100, that's actually short. It's still short. It's long in how long humans live, but that's short. You may have lived to see 100, but you're going to be dead for 100 million, trillion, billion years to come. Which that little measly 100 years is a little blip compared to how long you're still going to be gone. You're just not, people just ain't here that long. I don't understand why anybody even wants to kill other people. They're not going to be here that long, bruh. They're just not. People don't want people living at the same time they're living. Ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? Ridiculous. How is somebody living at the same time you're living bothering you? Now I understand if they did something, took someone from you, a parent, a loved one, um, your friend, your brother, whatever, you know what I'm saying. Then you want to kill them, but bruh, then you're just giving up your life. You know what I'm saying? You get caught, you gave up your life. You know what I mean? Even if you don't get the death penalty, you going for a while, a long while. And your life is already this long in the first place. Everybody's life is this long in the first place. There's no reason to commit suicide. There's really no reason to kill nobody. We just don't live long as it is, guys. You know what I mean? If you're thinking about doing something, taking your own life, man, just don't. Just don't. Whatever you feeling at the moment, like I said, it's that moment. And I don't mean that moment as that day. That moment could be, that day, that couple days, that week, that month, that year. It could be that couple years. Eventually, that moment will pass. You will feel better. Eventually. Um, all the stupid, crazy thoughts I had, it passed. At the time, I didn't think they would. You know what I mean? I felt like this is just life. This is what I'm gonna feel like the rest of my life. No, no, it passed. I love life. I love life. I want to be here. You know what I mean? This is what 50 looked like. I'm blessed to see 50. You know what I'm saying? I don't have no plans on going anywhere anytime soon. By the grace of God. Hopefully not. Hopefully not. You know what I'm saying? I just don't understand why people want to leave beforehand. You're already not going to be here that long. I had an uncle that jumped off one of our bridges here. He jumped off on our Western Bridge. Um, but he survived. He survived. Now, I knew the later him. I didn't know the before military him. You know what I mean? From what my mom and aunt said, uh, the guy that came back was not the guy that left. So I guess he's seen some stuff. You know what I mean? This is years ago. He's already passed away now. He already been going for a little while now. But during his lifetime, um, he's seen some battle, from what I understand, in the military. Um, he didn't come back the same guy. I always lived in Pittsburgh. He lived in New York. So when he came to Pittsburgh, you know what I mean, he moved directly next door to my mom, when my mom got kids and stuff. He was used to living by himself. I mean, I don't know how long he lived by himself, but it been so long that was his life. That was what he's used to. He wasn't used to visitors. If he did have visitors, he didn't really want visitors too long. You know what I mean? Especially kids. He liked his house, his way, nobody touching none of his stuff. You know what I mean? I remember when he first came, and I went over there, and because he was a movie guy, I'm a movie guy, and at the time he had all the Disney movies that were out at the time, all the animated ones, and I wanted to watch them all. This all the ones that was out at the time. This was maybe the early '90s. This was still VCR days. This wasn't no DVDs, no streaming, no Blu-ray, no none of that yet. VCR days. So, this was Bambi, Cinderella, Snow White, stuff, those animated movies, you know what I'm saying? So, um, he had them all. I wanted to see him. So he let me watch them. Not at his house. I had to grab a movie, take it to my house, just one at a time. You know what I mean? He wouldn't let me grab them all and just take them and watch them. One at a time. I watch one, take it back, I can grab another one, I can watch it. Now, I was on the pace where I was watching them all like in one day. I was like 15, 16 at the time. So I was still, young and had a lot of energy. I was able to just watch, 5, 6 movies in a row and not be tired. Could barely stay up for one now, but those are the days. Um, and I was like on the fourth movie. I don't know which one it was. Most of the movies was down in his living room, but I believe the last one was up in his room, which he let me go get. And I was only up there, I don't know, maybe 2, 3 minutes to grab it. But that was up there too long for him. You know what I'm saying? Um, I met him before, visited New York. He visited here. Didn't spend a lot of time with him, but you know what I mean. And I was young at the time, so I wasn't really paying attention to how he was. But when I went to go get that last movie, he came to the bottom of the steps. His room was upstairs, but on the same floor. Like I said, I guess I was up there too long. Something aggravated him. I don't really know how his day was going. I'd go in. I'll go in, finish with this movie, go grab another, and he just, all right, go ahead. I mean, boom, it was like that. Um, so I was grabbing the movie, and like I said, 2, 3 minutes. I guess that was too long. Something aggravated him. He came to the steps, and then I was already coming down with the movie. I was just about to hit the top step, and he got very angry. He got very angry. I don't know what I don't know, but I heard words that I've never heard him say. You know what I'm saying? He was letting me have it. Um, no, I didn't say nothing back. That was the last movie. I didn't go back. You know what I mean? For a while, it took me a while to even go say hi or speak to him, just cause man, I don't know where that came from. It was just I don't know where that came from. Um, but anyway, years later, that was when he first came to Pittsburgh. Years later, he had already moved. Um, at this point in time, he was living on the north side of town. This happened more so on the east side of town. Years later, when he was living on the north side of town in a high rise building, and he had his little routine. He would go. Uh, he was the type to get up, 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, start his day. Um, go for his. He liked to go for jogs and all that. He'd do all that by 6, 7 o'clock p.m. His day's over. His day's over, and he's definitely not going to be out. But one particular day, he did go out. He walked from his apartment building to the Weston Bridge. He was on the north side of town, but his apartment building and the bridge was on opposite sides of the north side. So he wasn't exactly close. His walk had to be maybe, man, 20, 25, 30 minutes walk from where he was to where the bridge was. Then he did it in the evening, which was another red flag. He's never out in the evening. And he walked to the bridge and jumped off the bridge. Now, he was conscious for the whole thing. The way down, he was conscious for the whole thing. And he survived. He said that something told him to go to the bridge. Something told him to jump. He doesn't hesitate. Once he got to the bridge, he jumped. Um, he didn't go to the center of the bridge. He jumped shortly after he was on the bridge, but he was still over the concrete. As a matter of fact, what saved him is the construction was happening down there. So there was big piles of gravel at the on the surface. He landed in one of those big piles of gravel. Um, Broke the whole side that he landed on, all the bones, because he landed on the side. I guess it broke all that. But he survived, and he lived for years after that. Um, Hunched over, had to walk with a cane after he had to learn how to walk and everything again. Um, and but he survived, and he said that something told him to jump. Didn't hesitate. He just jumped. He didn't say it was a suicide attempt or anything. He just jumped. Um, from what I understand, people that did attempt stuff like this and survived, there was this instant regret. The people that wanted to commit suicide, he never even said he wanted to commit suicide. He just had something in his head, told him, voice in his head, told him to jump. Um, the video clips I have watched of people that committed suicide by jumping off of something and expecting it to be it. The moment that their fingers left that rail or ledge, whatever they was on, and they were in that free fall, everything that was bothering them, that weight of the world that was made them feel like they can't take no more, they didn't feel like that no more. Once that free fall started, it was instant regret. And if you jump off a bridge and plan on dying on impact in the water, most people don't die on impact. You know what I mean? You hit the water, it may knock you out, it may break some bones, but you still be alive. And if it didn't knock you out and it just broke something, now you're in a river drowning to death. You survived the impact. You may have broke your legs, arms, whatever it may be. Now you can't swim. Now you're drowning to death because you survived the impact. And drowning to death is not a good. You're not dying instantly. It's not going to take long, but from what I understand, drowning to death is not pleasant. And I'm pretty sure you, whatever it was that drove you to that, while you're drowning, is a little itty bitty issue at that point. It's a little itty bitty issue that you wish you would have just dealt with over the situation you just created for yourself. Not worth it, folks. Not worth it, man. Just don't do it. There's better days. Man, look here. I got a neighbor right now, currently. Well, his house is up for sale now. But, I mean, and this guy, whenever he leave or I leave, we see each other. Hey, what's up? How you doing? I mean, everything seemed fine. I never heard no fighting or arguing or nothing over there. He seemed like a great guy. And then I noticed I just didn't see him anymore. So, most likely, because the story still ain't clear to me, he got shot. He gun, boom. He did that and survived. Most people think they're about to blow their head off, face off, whatever their intentions are. It's not guaranteed that you're going to die. He didn't die. He just messed his whole stuff up. You know what I'm saying? And left. You know what I mean? After you blow your mouth off, your jaw off, the last thing you're thinking about or even can do is try to pick the gun up and do it again. Your body's in shock. You just blew half of your face off. You yeah, you can't do that again. You know what I mean? The courage it took to do it the first time is incredible. And that wasn't under physical duress. You might have been under duress mentally, but being under physical duress, blood squirting, dripping everywhere, your face half gone. Yeah, you're not going to get up and do it again. You're not. Nah. So now you're all jacked up. Your face is half gone. Whatever problems you had before, now you got more. Now you got more. Just not worth it, bro. It's just not worth it. Now he can't even live by himself. Can't even live on his own. I don't know how old he was, but he wasn't an old guy. He wasn't an old guy, man. I would say he was probably in his 30s or 40s. Um, I don't think he is as old as me. Didn't appear to be. His girlfriend was a young thing. You know what I mean? Don't really mean nothing today, but he wasn't an old guy. But his life is forever changed now because he blew half his face off. So crazy. From the outside looking in, looked like everything over there was great. With Twitch, from the outside looking in, looked like everything was great. Robin Williams killed himself, the comedian. Very successful career. Every time you see him, he's cracking jokes, smiling, laughing, trying to make other people laugh. From the outside looking in, looked like everything was great. Kurt Cobain, from the outside looking in, young, on the rise, hit band. From the outside looking in, looked like everything was great. Everything was going his way. From the outside looking in, but those internal demons that get a hold of you, you know what I'm saying? That's man, you just never know what somebody's going through. You never know what they're feeling, no matter what their facial expression is. You never know what they're going through. When my mom passed, she had cancer. She died of cancer. And they couldn't do nothing for her. She was going to go. You know what I mean? They let her know that, you know. But when people would call to check on her, now she would be having a horrible, painful day, a horrible time, constant pain that just didn't leave. But when somebody called her, she had put on her happy voice. And I didn't realize it. When I would call her, when I hear her sounding better, it made me feel better. And then I was able to go on with the rest of my day. Now, she did that for everybody that called to check on her. When I realized that what she was doing and how she was feeling wasn't the same thing, I just happened, instead of calling that day, I was there that day. It was her birthday, and she was getting a lot of calls. And so everybody that would call, she would do her happy voice. I could physically see, since I'm there, she's suffering. Her voice is weak. She could barely talk. But for that 1 minute she was on the phone, because she didn't stay on the phone, she just took the happy birthday, thank you, and let everybody know she is okay. She really wasn't okay. She was suffering. Talking to me there, I'm there looking at her, and her voice is looking at her, sitting there talking with her. Her voice is, I'm all right, baby. I'm all right. You know what I mean? I see her suffering. I hear it in her voice. So she get on the phone, it's, hey, how you doing, baby? Yeah, I'm good. I'm all right. I'm still hanging in there. Still here. All right, thank you. You know what I mean? Second she hang up the phone, right back to the painful situation that she's actually really in. So once I realized that she was doing that, I knew that, you know, I knew that it wasn't okay. You know what I mean? When I called to check on her and see how she was, I knew that she wasn't okay. She's not going to be okay. I'm losing my mom's. I mean, I knew I was losing her. Still, that it was hard to comprehend. I knew it, but it was still hard to comprehend. I was 35 at the time, and it's still, you know, losing a parent is difficult. And if you're waiting, because with something like that, it can happen at any time. At any day, she just might go, just might wake up at any time. You don't know, she don't know, you know it's coming, but you know it's coming. So you know, for me and all my siblings and people that knew her, we know it's coming, but you can't prepare, even though you know. And my mom held on for 2 years with it, and it just got worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. But I remember my mom said my mom died when she was 72. Some people will say, well, she lived a long life. No, no, she didn't. She didn't. When my mom found out that uh, it was going to take her, one of the first things she said was, it went so fast. Talking about her life. I mean, because to her, it went fast. In reality, it went fast. 72 years. Not a long time, folks. We're just not here for a long time. You know what I mean? Um, Man, I miss moms. Whew. But man, if you're going through something, man, I know I just been rambling about stuff, man. But I just wanted to talk to y'all for a minute. It may be some, like I said, maybe somebody need to hear it. Maybe somebody need to hear this talk, hear the little stories I just told, man. I don't want to keep y'all much longer, man. But just if you're going through something, it'll pass, man. It'll get better. Things is always better. Things get better. You know what I mean? Things wasn't always that bad, was they? No, things wasn't always that bad. Things got bad. Just how things can get bad, things will get better. You know what I'm saying? So stay in there, man. Hang in there. Whatever you think about, man, don't give up. If you're the one that's depressed and thinking about doing something, you're already not going to be here that long, bro. Just hang in there. Or sis, whoever it may be. You know what I mean? It's the holidays. A lot of people's depressed around the holidays. A lot of people do stupid stuff like that for the holidays. You know what I'm saying? Um, that will affect all of your loved ones for the rest of their holidays. You know what I'm saying? Do you even think about that, boy? Like you want to make Christmas a bad experience for everybody for years to come. Your kids, your partner, your siblings, you know. Even if you're not feeling whatever it is you're feeling at that moment, if you decide to go through it, but don't, then you just everybody else got to deal with what you just did. And don't be in a hurry to get in that bad box, man. There's nothing down there. Ain't no sunshine. Ain't nothing down there. You're by yourself in a box, rotting away for eternity. So stand there, man. Stand there. Look here, guys. I've been saving up. We got stuff coming for the car, so I mean, it's just winter's hell. Winter didn't even technically start yet, so I even won't even be doing the installations. Well, I won't be doing them, but getting the stuff installed, till next summer anyway. But we're already working on the new power supplies for the car, man. I need a high-powered alternator. It's in the works. Battery, alternate battery, the wires, the installations, and all that. Heck, the car's illegal now. I need to go get stickers. I need a laminate because my wheels is
not like this now. Now they're like this. But man, we will have some more core content coming. So subscribe to the channel, man. If you're going through something and you needed this talk, man, I hope this helped you. If you know somebody that's going through this, man, share this with them. Let them watch the video. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to help people spread some good vibes throughout the holiday season. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. We'll see y'all for the holidays, and we'll see y'all with the next video. We out.